Welcome to AFA's Celebrity Spotlight. I'm Nancy J. The latest creepy kid tale on the big screen is out to give adoption a bad name. Orphan stars Peter Sarsgaard and Vera Farmiga as a couple looking to replace their lost child and wind up getting something else entirely. I sat down with the two to discuss 9-year-old evilness.
There's a difference between scary and frightening, isn't there? I mean, this isn't that scary jump, but it's
not just like a door slamming at a weird time or something like that.
Yeah. How do you describe Orphan?
Psychological thriller.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely, you know, there've been good movies of this type before. I just don't think they're like straight horror movies, which I also appreciate, but I would call like a horror movie like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something like that.
Yeah, which is
just sort of like, let's watch the next body go down. That's sort of the excitement.
And it's the psychological aspect to it that is so frightening. That it's just not these killers or monsters. It's sort of steeped in like it's real people having deep psychological problems.
And the cause of everything is kind of a disconnect within our family. I mean, the actual root of the problem, I don't think is Esther, actually.
It's
I think
dysfunction.
It's
dysfunction.
normal
family dysfunction.
We used her to make ourselves feel better because we'd lost a child, so we adopted a child to make ourselves feel better. I think that is the root of the problem.
Well, we're seeing kids for the first time this weekend. I'm ready to adopt.
Adopting an older child is not an easy decision.
My name is Esther.
Why aren't you down at the party?
I've never really seen the point of it. I guess I'm different.
There's nothing wrong with being different, you know.
This is an extraordinary little girl. She's very mature for her age. You seem to have made quite a connection.
Is this your house?
It's your home, too. You're just as much part of this family as Danny and Max.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
This is our new student, and I'd like you all to make her feel very welcome today.
Oh, look. Little Bo Peep texts me. She wants her outfit back.
When you saw this on paper, I mean, you're reading the script, how did you, I mean, let's start with you, Vera. How did you really see your character?
For me, the film, it was unique. I thought it was such a strange and controversial subject matter by the end when I read it. And I thought this could work if you get the right people to do it. I met Jauma, and I loved his vision, but then this guy was attached, and I thought, now I see it. Now I see it turning into something.
I think there's something wrong with Esther. We need to know what we're dealing with. Trouble does have a way of finding her.
What kind of trouble?
My name is Dr. Varava. I'm calling from the CERN Institute.
I don't understand. How can they have no record of her being there?
There has to be some explanation.
The orphanage has never heard of her.
Peter, we feel for you, but you kind of irritate me.
Well, you know.
In the movie.
Sure. Well, you know, for me, what I thought of was, and this might be a hard pill to swallow, but it is thinking in terms of the character, is that if you've been around someone who hasn't gotten over something horrible that happened to both of you, who is unable to get past it, and you're living with this person day in and day out, in what ways do you cope as a husband? Like, we haven't had sex in I don't know how long. We have not truly communicated in I don't know how long. In what ways does he start to make life pleasurable for himself, or at least livable for himself? And so that's sort of the rift that happens. I think it's not just that she's in grief, it's that I've reacted this way to her grief, and I'm off in my own world doing my own thing, rather disconnected, not really wanting to talk about it. And I think I'm as interested in adopting Esther as you are, when it comes right down to it, just in the hope that it will just make my life a little bit easier somehow, that it will somehow fill a hole in her heart so that we can have sex again, so that we can go, and do all the other things that you'd want to do. And it's very easy to look at that person in the movie and go, like, he's a real jerk because he's not listening. But, you know, it's understandable to me.
I don't think Mommy likes me very much. It must be hard to love an adopted child as much as your own.
Why was she at your hospital? Oh my God.
I love you, Daddy.
I can't do it anymore.
I have a surprise for you, Mommy.
What are you doing? What did you do?
That's the story of, that's the glory of love.
Look for Orphan in your real-time theater.